This is another video in my Force Diary series. I'm starting to build a Bagration Soviet force for Flames of War. I usually play British, and usually get flogged mercilessly by tigers and the like. However, for my tournament in February I've decided to build a brand new Soviet army from scratch. We'll see if I have any more success with that. I've had a lot of Soviet kits I've bought or been sent to review over the years. I was sure I had enough stuff lying around to form it into an army. Making a force from whatever is to hand makes for some eclectic list choices, but hopefully I'll end up with a playable list. The tournament is in late February. Deciding to build a new 100-point army from scratch in just a couple of months will be a challenge. I tend to build and paint fairly slowly, so I'm going to have to keep myself motivated. This video diary is part of that. Here's some of the stuff I have to build my list with. It includes a box of Plastic Soldier Company IS2s. I bought these many years ago, before I even started this channel. I built a couple for fun and then put the box away. The kit has the option to build IS-85s, the 85mm gun-armed variant, also called the IS-1. Why these instead of IS-2s? In Flames of War they lose the slow firing rule and have a higher halted rate of fire. I plan to use these principally for anti-tank work. Luckily an IS-2 Guards Heavy Tank Company allows you to mix in a platoon of IS-85s. But I will have some IS-2s as well. These pack a big punch on the table. I bought a single Battlefront IS-2 sprue for review a few months ago, plus I got another 3 out of the Liberation box set. IS-2s are heavily armoured and have a big brutal gun. These can do anti-tank work in a pinch, but I intend to use these in their historical role, as heavy infantry support. These are lovely kits to build and go together really easily. I reviewed these recently, so check that out if you want to see more of this kit. A couple of years ago I reviewed the Nikolai Steel Wall box set. Delving back into that I grabbed some KV kits. KV-1s are nice heavy tanks, but getting a bit long in the tooth by 1944. That's why I'm going to build mine as KV-8 flamethrower tanks. The KV-8 was very similar to a KV-1 gun tank, but mounted a flame projector in the mantlet. This is coaxial with a 45mm gun, so it can still fire at other targets if it needs to. The 45mm gun had a steel pipe welded over it, so it still looked like a 76mm gun. This made it harder for the Germans to spot the flame tanks. Again, these are for infantry work. I plan to use them to burn dug-in infantry off an objective. I'm hoping the thick armour will give them some survivability because they have to get in nice and close to fire the flame projector. That's tricky work against German troops. But opponents hate flamethrowers. They tend to get fixated by them on the table. I'm hoping they might divert fire from other units even if they don't end up toasting any infantry stands. A bonus with this kit is that you get enough parts to build the 76mm arm turret of the KV-1S as well, so I can field these as gun tanks as well if I want to. I know the angled rear hull profile of the KV-8 doesn't match the rounded one of the KV-1S, but it's not a big enough issue to worry me. I have had to buy a few things for this army. I purchased the new Bagration book and unit cards to fill in the gaps. I needed the cards because the KV-8s from Nikolai Steel Wall came with mid-war cards, not late war. The unit card set gives me access to all the cards I need. This includes a Hero SMG card for my infantry. It's one of the infantry options in the KV-2 Guards Heavy Tank Company list. The Storm Group box set says it can build this unit, but there's no card for it in the box. Blitz and Pieces sent me a Storm Group box for review a while ago, but I must have given it away to someone. I had to go buy this one. My Australian retailer also had a few of the old Stormovik Company box sets available. These are some of the early hard plastic infantry Battlefront made. These were cheap and I quite liked the hard plastic figures, so I bought these instead of the newer Bagration infantry boxes. Again, they don't come with unit cards, but the unit card set will fix that. The box set contains 126 hard plastic Soviet infantry figures and 6 Maxim heavy machine guns. This is overkill for what I need for my list, but I might go mad one day and decide I need to field one of those huge Russian infantry platoons, and I'll have the figures to do that with. So that's a bit of an introduction to my Bagration Soviet force for Flames of War. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash of units, but hopefully I'll have fun with it on the table. The list does seem to have a good balance of forces, with some good anti-tank plus units to dig infantry out of objectives. There's also some rifle-armed infantry to hold ground and some short-range SMG troops to go in for the assault. I also plan to have some air assets and artillery too. That should round it out. I'll give some more details of exactly what's in the list in the next video. I've never played Soviets before. It should make a big change from my British. I do have a tight deadline, needing to be ready for my tournament in February. My plan is to do one thing each day to advance building my army. Hopefully I'll get it done in time. Wish me luck.